Hey guys, this is the Interloper, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Final Fantasy Tactics War of the Lions. Last time, we fended off another ambush from those guys that were hunting down Mustadio. Sorry, the names keep slipping through my head. But yeah, we had some pretty fair opposition there. Like, we saw summoners for the first time, and they didn't do a whole lot, but what we did see was pretty intimidating. Hopefully we won't have to deal with summoners too often in the future. Cough. But yeah, that was pretty exciting. We also got some insight on what's going on in Egros with Daisadarg, who's Ramza's older brother, and with Gafgarian. It's pretty interesting. There seems to be some mischief, political mischief going on, and I'm sure we'll see more of that as we go along. In terms of our party, not a whole lot changed. One thing that I did change was Amphilis back to a Black Mage, and the only reason I do that is because we need to get Alair some points in Black Mage, and he's very close to getting level 3 in Black Mage, which is what I want. The reason for that is if I can unlock Time Mage, I can switch back Amphilis back to Time Mage, and then he'll start getting JP from her by proxy, and that'll help us reduce some of the grinding we'll have to do later on. Because eventually, I want to make Alair into a bard, so he would be like our party buffer / healer. He kind of does that now anyways, but he'll be extremely good at it. Plus, I've never played with a bard before. It's something I wanted to try out. Unfortunately, you have to get all of the mage classes, at least the generic ones, to a certain level. And I think it'd just be easier to have Amphilis help him move through the level, since she's going to be a Black Mage and a Time Mage most of the time anyways. So yeah, she's also a great Black Mage anyways. Black Mages have slightly better magic attack than Time Mages, so she'll be doing a little bit more damage than normal. And, you know, we could always use a couple more abilities from this class as well. But as soon as Alair has Time Mage unlocked, we'll switch her back to Time Mage. Time Mage has more utility skills that I want to grab. So there's that. Other than that, nobody else has any new abilities per se. We did get a good amount of JP, but I'm kind of saving it at this point for for abilities with higher JP costs, mainly like support or reaction abilities. Oh, and the other thing I changed that was pretty big was Ramza's now a monk. You're like, what? His HP is like cut in half. And you're right. He is not going to be nearly as tanky as a monk. However, monk has some incredible abilities if we stick with it. For one, as a monk, he doesn't need a weapon, he just uses fists. And I don't know if you haven't played this game before, let me just tell you, monks are incredibly useful, and they can hit hard without really hardly any investment. You just need to give them levels, get some decent synergy abilities depending on what you want to make out of your monk. And then just roll with it. Like, look at all this stuff. He gets a ranged attack, an AoE attack. Pummel's not very good, but shockwave. You can like hit enemies in a line in whatever direction. Doomfist isn't very good. Purification's kind of like Asuna. It gets rid of status ailments. Chakra, it stores HP and MP to friendlies nearby as well as himself. This is incredible for any build, especially if you're a caster. If you're a caster, or if you, like, your caster's out of MP, this is the way to do it. It gives you back so much MP, and the HP amount isn't bad either. And then, of course, he can revive people around him, just kind of like Chakra. Like, it's in the 4 squares around him. And it's got a pretty good chance of hitting as well. So it's a nice support set while also remaining offensive. Also some pretty good counter abilities. counter obviously being the one that most people pick up first. You just counterattack with your weapon instead of tackling like we have been doing from our Squire ability. There's also critical recover. We'll be grabbing that as well because it's useful in some niche situations. And then there's First Strike here, which is 1300 JP. Probably won't pick that up anytime soon since it costs so much JP. But it is definitely nice to have if you have nothing else to grab, because you can potentially get off a killing blow before they even get to attack. And, you know, I don't know, there's just not really that many bad abilities that the monk has. Life Front isn't terrible either. It's like Mana Front, you just gain, except you gain HP over after every movement instead of MP. And then Brawler, I mean, it's not the best, but being able to hit with your fists and doing it well is pretty solid. Generally, though, you want to keep it in the monk class, since monks have naturally high attack by themselves. So anyways, other than that, I grabbed some new equipment for everybody. Mainly got adamant vests for like our monk and our archer. And I think that was it. Let me double check. I'm pretty sure that was it. Yeah, so we got some adamant vests for everybody. That's about it. I did look at the weapons and stuff available to us, and none of it was really that big of an upgrade. At least for what we're doing now. So we're gonna keep going with what we have now. Let's see what's going on at Lionel Castle. There's the front gate. What errand brings you to Lionel? I am Agrius Oaks, a knight of the Lion's Guard. My companions and I have journeyed from Orban Monastery seeking sanctuary. By the grace of Saint Ajora, I beg you, lay open your gate. The graces of Saint Ajora are in the keeping of His Eminence here. All who seek those graces are given like treatment. The gates of Lionel stand open to them. Raise the gate. Well, that turned out well. Oh, and there's the Cardinal. I see, Lady Agrius. In such circumstance as this, I am fain to lend you whatever help I can. I shall dispatch a courier to Milan at once. High Confessor Marcel will have this news from my own hand. We will expose Duke Larg's misdeeds and ensure that no harm befall you, Princess. Your Eminence, think you the High Confessor will hear our plea? Fear not, dear lady. You are in my care now. Princess Ovelia can scarce feel at ease while those tasked with her safety are vexed with such worriment. You may enjoy the comforts of the castle, wanting though they are, while we await a reply from Mulan. You are most gracious, Eminence. Thank you. So long as Saint Ajora is our guide, we have naught to fear, child. As for you, my young machinist, I have given consideration to your troubles as well. I will send a hand-picked company of my finest men to Goug to put an end to this Bert trading company. Thank you, Your Eminence. Conditioned upon this, I would hear the reason they chose to pursue you and your father. That is, I mean to say it's not... You gotta say something at this point. Like, he's helping you out. At least, yeah. Come, come. Mayhaps this will give voice to your words. Ooh, what is that? A crystal? You are familiar with the legend of the Zodiac Braves? In my youth, I often heard a fanciful tale of that name at Mass. What's this? Surely, Lady Agrius, you do not aver that the Church would mislead its flock. No, of course not, Your Eminence. Interesting. Long ago, before the mountains had ceased their wandering and struck their roots into the earth, the Lucavi had held dominion over the world. 12 heroes there were, who came forward to challenge those Lucavi. In a long and bitter struggle, they succeeded in driving the Lucavi to the spirit world, and Ivalice again grew new peace. The 12 each bore an auracite crystal emblazoned with the house of the night sky. Oh, so that's an auracite crystal. Okay. At least it seems to be. And so, in time, they became known as the Zodiac Braves. Ever after, when discord and strife paid visit to the halls of men, they would return to save us once more. You have clearly been a most apt pupil, Princess. Elder Simon himself instructed me at Orban, which reminds me of another thing he said. Saint Ajora walked with the 12, and together they saved Ivalice from ruin. We called the crystals of the 12 the Zodiac Stones. The stone you see before you now is a stone from that very legend. Wow, it's interesting, like, the fact that he has one, like, just sitting in his pocket. Auracite? It exists? I did not think it possible. Or that it held the sacred power to keep the Lucavi at bay, eh? I confess, I feel some power deep within, but my eyes only see a common crystal. It seems more important than you'd think, considering the way Mustadio is looking down. Mustadio, are you well? The color has left your face. You have seen a stone like this one beneath Goug, have you not? Machines whose fires have long since guttered out lie strewn in the tunnels beneath the city. But pass that stone near them, and you can hear them stir. Ooh. Then Bert seeks the auracite, eh? I do not know what power those zodiac stones hold. I know only that Ludovic Bert hopes to find some way to harness this power and make a fearsome weapon. My father would not give him the stone, so they took him instead. Put your worries from your mind, my young machinist. The church will see this matter is dealt with. Our forces will strike and wrest the stone from their hands. Of course, Your Eminence. That makes a lot of sense. I will join the company that makes for Goug. Thank you, Ramza. Well, looks like we're going to be thwarting Bert. Hopefully we can stop them from like doing anything terrible to his dad, but it looks like it'll be quite the trip. He would never have succeeded, we would never have succeeded in reaching His Eminence the Cardinal without you, Ramza. You have my thanks as well. I can only wish you well. Small aid, I know. Your words are all the aid I could ever ask. Alright, so Ovalia and Agrius vote to stay behind, since, you know, that's where they wanted to end up anyways. But our party, Ramza and Mustadio, are gonna be heading over to Goug now. Let's go ahead and see what's going on, what the outfitter has at Lionel real quick. Anything good? Yeah, there's some decent stuff. They have new daggers, new swords, a couple battle axes, which we haven't seen before. Oh, we have a new bow. How does that compare to our silver bow? 5 versus 6 and the lightning enchantment. Ooh, has a chance to cast Thundara too. This bow is actually really good. I'm gonna go ahead and grab one for our archer. Yeah, you have some nice stuff. Fortunately, it's nothing we really need. At least not yet. Oh, we do want the mage's cloaks. I forgot that those were available. Yeah, let's go ahead and grab 2. We'll definitely want that extra attack power, or magic attack power, and more evasion for them. Keep them alive longer, I think. Yeah, I think that's it. Let's go ahead and equip our guys real quick. Let's see. Yeah, let's go ahead and give you the mage's cloak. should also get that as well. And the other thing I got was yeah, for Tafina. Lightning bow's a lot better, so. Yeah, the chance to cast Thundara when that bow hits somebody, like, it does a crap ton of damage. Hopefully we'll be able to show that off here. So let's go ahead and save real quick. Let's see. And let's head to I'm not even gonna say. Let's go to the Fenlands. Yeah. Some of the names, I don't know. Kind of ridiculous. Let's get a lair in there. Tafina, Amphilis. Let's go ahead and show off Boko, since we have a 5th slot now. He's actually very useful in this map too, as you'll see. There we go. Yeah, I want to say from this point in the game, we'll have 5 people deployed at a time instead of 4, which is great. The only problem is we haven't really kept anybody up in levels. So our potential fifth party member is still kind of, we're still not sure what we're gonna do yet. At least I'm not. Just when I thought this fen could grow no fouler. Solid footing scarce enough, and rain to rob us of that. Be careful. Yep, so this is our first mission where we have undead as our enemy. Oh, for some reason I thought it happened earlier in the game, but yeah, Mustadio, his Seal Evil is actually really helpful here. 95% chance to hit, bam. Basically, while they're petrified, they're considered KO'd. They just don't they don't have a timer running out where they'll disappear. So they can still be unpetrified if they have the capacity to do that, but I don't think these guys can do that since they're monsters and all. But yeah, the battle is kind of trivialized since Mustadio has Seal Evil. We also have our Mystic here with white magic. Interesting enough, like revival magic, white magic, that kind of stuff has the opposite effect on undead. Raise can instantly KO them if it hits, and cure spells are kind of like they damage them. Of course, if you know anything about Final Fantasy, you would know that already. So I'll stop rambling. Let's go ahead and get on the Chocobo. Now Ramza's mounted on our Chocobo here, and he can borrow the Chocobo's speed. We just don't have the Chocobo as a separate unit anymore, which is fine. It's not a tough battle. Let's go ahead and chant, or steal. Excellent. It's useful here because of all the swampy area. If we stay in the swamp, if we stop our movement in the swamp, our unit gets poisoned, and we want to avoid that. So we try to stay up. We're gonna try to stay on the solid land if we can. I think we're just going to let the undead come to us. So, alright. Let's go ahead and cast Shell, since they have some magic-like attacks. We'll also bring you over here. Oh, I forgot to assign her time magic. Oh well. Not a big deal. Yeah, fire is extremely effective against certain undead. So that's why it's doing 236 damage. I think you get a move first, unfortunately. Boax, yeah. We're gonna go ahead and wait. Oh no, we don't want to go there. Let's have you attack or not. Alright, yeah, we're out of range. Just focus. So the ghouls, they are able to teleport. It's not as OP as it looks. Like, he can theoretically move anywhere on the map, but if he goes beyond his normal movement range, which is around 4 or 5, there's a % chance that his teleport will fail, and it grows increasingly more likely if he goes well beyond that range. Still, like, teleport is really nice if you need to go further than you normally would want to. You can always risk it, and it also ignores elevation. And Phoenix Down is great for these guys, instantly destroys them. Alright, let's move you forward over here. And we'll do another steal. Get that BP. Alright, so the skeletons, depending on the type of skeleton is, they have a certain element that they can throw at us. It doesn't usually do that much damage, it's only single target. But, it can be annoying a little bit. Yeah, the tackle does a lot of damage since he's a monk. It's kind of like unarmed damage. Let's see. She doesn't have a whole lot of places that she can move to, but I think she can finish off this guy at least. Yeah. Even a regular fire does incredible amounts of damage. And this rainstorm doesn't seem like it's strong enough to lower it by much. Alright. Let's go ahead and show off... we're not in range though. Let's see. I want to say, like, I want to show off the white magic doing some damage to these guys, but it's not too big of a deal. Bring our archer over here. Get a shot off. 42, not bad. Yeah, these enemies aren't hard at all, and the fact that they have severe weaknesses like cure magic, items, seal evil, like, it really trivializes the fight. Which is unfortunate, because I think the undead enemies in this game are pretty cool. The only non-undead enemy here is that that floating eye, and even they don't do too much. Their later cousins are annoying, but I think all that particular kind does is hit us with its wings. There's another Phoenix down. Seems content in getting poisoned in the process, which is fine. Let's go ahead and go for this floating eye. 105 damage. It's pretty incredible. That's how crazy the monk is. They just have such insane attack power without needing to invest in equipment. Of course, their choices of equipment are also very limited because of that. They can't wear that many headpieces. Let's go ahead and finish this off, I suppose. How much would this do to you? Not enough to really matter. Let's go ahead and cast. Let's do 6 damage for the XP. And we'll get one last attack off on you. There we go. Boom. And that's the battle. I will mention that by himself, our guest character ended up killing 3 of them because he had Phoenix Down, like the item ability with Phoenix Down, and he had Seal Evil. Mustadio, are you hurt? No worse for the wear. The channel shore lies just beyond the fen. Goug is not far now. So yeah, it's a fun little fight. It's kind of just to introduce you to new enemies. We'll see more of them if we end up doing more random battles, for sure. But yeah, not too tough. So let's go ahead and head into Goug, since that battle was a little short. We'll do some more cutscene stuff. Looks like they just have some windmills set up. It's cool. Barrett's curs are nowhere to be seen. Yet there's no sign of a battle with Lionel's griffins. Something's amiss. I'm going to see what I can find out. We'll meet afterward. Where will I find you? The Goug Low Town is just down this road. We're not like to draw much attention there. Alright, watch yourself. Don't worry, I can take care of myself. I'm sure you can. I mean, other than that time you needed to be saved. But, you know, that's whatever. Let's go ahead and take a look at the outfitter real quick, see if there's anything new. Oh, they sell pistols here. Not surprising considering it's the Machine City. But, other than that, they don't really seem to sell much of anything other than accessories and potions. But we do see bombs here, though. The different bombs are used by the ninja class, which we haven't seen yet. But in case we were ambitious enough, we have the option of buying these now. Ninjas are known for having their throw item ability. It's different from the chemist, because the chemists throw beneficial items. But ninjas throw them offensively. They can throw bombs, they can throw weapons, like specifically like shuriken and kunai, stuff like that. Well, actually kunai is a weapon, but they also can learn to throw certain types of weapons, and the stronger the weapon is, the more damage it'll do. So it's an interesting mechanic. It's not particularly strong. Like, you can nuke somebody for a lot of damage if you throw something like more expensive, but that does cut into your war funds quite a bit. So I tend to avoid throwing too many super strong weapons. But I don't know, maybe I'll try it out sometime. Just to show you guys. Let's take a look at some of these accessories, because we have a bunch that we can choose from now. Protect Ring protects you from sleep and doom. Guardian Bracelet keeps you from being immobilized and disabled. I'm sure some of our enemies wish they had that. And they might be useful for us eventually. Hard to say. Spiked Boots, they increase your jump. I don't particularly find that too useful. And oh yeah, these shoes keep you from being immobilized and negate lightning. It's actually pretty good for certain strategies. If you cast Thundara or something on, or like a lightning magic on one of your party members with rubber boots, and then have them walk into the enemy, they'll take the damage and your party member will be just fine. It's a neat little strategy, but not that big of a deal. So I guess we'll go ahead and save here after I show you guys some of the rumors at the tavern. Also wanted to explain a couple things first, actually. So let's go ahead and go through all of these. You guys can pause if you want to read these. I know I've been ignoring this part of the game, and I apologize if you like reading these. And there's the Barrett Trading Company. Alright, so another thing that I haven't been messing with at all this chapter, but it was introduced in the beginning, were errands. And what you can do with errands is you can select like a job that you want some of your generic party members to do. It'll be like a task like, hey, well, let's go, we need people to mine for us for a little while. So you can say, okay, I'll do it. And you can choose from your list of generics who you want to go. You can send up to 3 people. And you generally want to send people that you think like their jobs would actually help out, or that would actually make sense for that particular job. Once you do that, they'll go on that mission for so many days, and a day passes every time you move from one node to another on the map. So a lot of the time I'll just go back and forth between 2 blue nodes if possible, and then come back once the time's up. But once you finish an errand and you get your party members back, they'll tell you if they were successful or not. And if they were, you'll get money back, a bunch of gil back, as well as plenty of JP. It's a great way to JP grind without having to spend a lot of time like doing a bunch of random battles. So I might be doing that some. I'm not really sure when. I might do it next time or a couple battles later. But yeah, it's a lot less boring than sitting around repeating actions over and over again, I'd say. So I might show that off sometime in the future just to show you. It's nothing too exciting. But yeah, it's just to keep to stave off the grinding a little bit. Alright guys, I know the battle was kind of short, but we did have some story that we got out of the way, and next time something's gonna happen in Goug. Look forward to that. Alright, this was the Interloper, and hope you guys have a good day. Bye!